Alright everyone, welcome to Chicken Blaster. You know what I'm going to say about Chicken Blaster? Chicken Blaster's fine. It's a fine game. It's an on-rails shooter. You can play it with yourself or with a friend. You do not need the Wii Zapper. You can just use a Wii Remote. It's what I'll be using. And this footage is from a while ago. It's when I played with my brother. Our brother, I'm not sure if he's a fan of Chicken Blaster, but he had no hard feelings about playing this with us. Seemed fine with it. So there's a story mode. It's called Career. I don't know why it's called Career, but it's a story mode. You advance through all the stages, and when you get to the end, and you've defeated all the bad chickens, you win the game. So basically how this game works is there's a screen. You kill a certain number of chickens on that screen, and after you kill the required number of chickens, you press up on the D-pad to move to the next screen. Like you'll see at the bottom on this next screen, there's a number of chickens that need killed. After we kill them all, the prompt will appear, and then we advance. It's that simple. There are a lot of weapons we can pick up to kill the chickens faster, and something you may notice about this game, besides the fact that there's a lot of squawking, is that there's a large death count. There's a lot of dying, and also a lot of shooting, for obvious reasons. A lot of things die very easily in this game, with little effort on your part. It really reminds me of a Muso game. It's like an on-rails Muso, I think is what I'd call this. You kill so many cannon fodder enemies so quickly. You're practically invulnerable, their attacks do almost nothing. You're just a god of death. And honestly, that's why I think this game is fine. It controls fine, the variety in weapons is okay, the amount of chickens that die from the weapons, especially the more powerful weapons, is very satisfying. This game runs almost entirely on satisfaction, not unlike Muso games. Like, there are some boss fights, there's some environmental variety, but mostly it's about the satisfaction of killing such a large number of cannon fodder enemies so quickly. That's most of this game. It's mindless destruction. Now, a friend of mine brought up, and I kind of agree, that modern Muso games are really only as mindless as you make them. Aside from picking which weapon to use in which circumstance, this game... Ooh, those fireworks. Look at them drop when you use the fireworks. This game's just kind of mindless all the time. The only real strategy or challenge comes from fighting the bosses or choosing which weapon to use on which group of enemies. That's about it. It's just there to satisfy you. There's nothing else to worry about. Just shoot. So while you're watching me and our brother just shoot through this game, I'm gonna talk about what's been going on lately in life in general while you're watching this fun, goofy, shoot all the chickens game. So, whatever was wrong with us doesn't seem to have been dysentery. Dysentery does not last 6 weeks usually. And whatever's wrong with us, our body, is still going on. And I don't like it. I don't like shedding blood. I don't think most people do, frankly. And the lack of response from doctors about what's going on has been equally frustrating. So things aren't great emotionally. You know, I don't like lying in bed thinking about whether things are going to be okay. Nobody likes doing that. That's why I'm making this video instead. And it's hard to muster up the energy to do productive things in either circumstance in life. Like, when there's not something horribly wrong with our body, like horribly wrong, which seems to happen frequently, then our depression is here, and it's excited to kick our ass. Like, every time something goes horribly wrong with our body, we always think, oh, it's okay, when that's over, we'll go back to being productive, and then you remember, oh, we weren't exactly all that productive before, were we? I forgot that we were diagnosed with severe disorders that hamper our ability to function normally, regardless of whether things are okay physically. So that's not fun. But conversely, what is fun is Chicken Blaster. Chicken Blaster is just a feel-good game. Just a feel-good game about shooting at fucking everything, watching feathers fall, and they all just collapse. Look at how many of them are. Look at them go. Video games are a good thing. Video games are unlike any other medium. They're interactive, and they're interactive on their terms. Like, a lot of other interactive media, you can make up shit as you go. But, like, video games, you have to interact with them on their terms. You have to approach them from the way they deem appropriate. Boss fight. Boss fight has a vulnerable phase and an invulnerable phase. First phase of the fight How you hurt the boss as you shoot the green eggs doesn't make a lot of sense. Don't worry about it. Second phase of the boss fight. Shoot the boss directly. Don't worry about it. It makes perfect sense, I'm sure. Not going to say this game is flawless or anything, but, you know, it's fun. And, well, like, what did you... Like, this couldn't have cost more than $20 when it came out, right? And I've played through it a few times. Sometimes with our brother, sometimes without. It's fun. It's a fun game. You shoot a bunch of stuff. The environmental variety is actually pretty good. Some of the background scenery looks great, honestly. Yeah, it's pre-rendered, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look great. We've had this game for a while, and I remember, like, back when we first got it, and I played it to completion, I was like, wow, I gotta share this one. This is actually pretty good for a budget title. It's satisfying. There's lots of weapons, lots of enemies to kill. And then I realized, you know, maybe just because it's fine to play, and it's good at what it does, that doesn't mean I need to make a video about it. Kind of came to that conclusion. But why the fuck not? Like, why the fuck would I not make a video about it, is my current thought process. Because I think it's fine. I think it's a fine game. And how many opinions are there like that out there, you think? How many other people are going to stand up and say, Chicken Blaster is fine? How many are the brave few to hold that opinion? I have to take a stand. Someone has to stand here and present their 25-part essay on why I don't care how many times you tell me you don't love Balloon Trip. No one can not love Balloon Trip. Everyone loves Balloon Trip. What are you talking? You're insane. Everybody loves